Mommy, they're going to steal me. Kamelia Maria Spencer, abducted at age 2, missing for 21 years. Tomorrow is the 21st anniversary of Kamelia Maria Spencer's disappearance. She was born on January 7, 1997 to Sonia Kopelecki and Derek Spencer. Sonia and Derek were together only 4 months when Sonia found out she was pregnant and split up 6 months after Kamelia was born. 4 months after their relationship ended, while Sonia was hospitalized for a seizure, Derek's mom Helen Barbara Gruning accused her of child abuse and filed criminal complaints against her, claiming she had made terroristic threats over the phone and had tried to kill her, Derek, and Kamelia. This led to Sonia being charged with multiple felonies, including child endangerment, attempted murder of her daughter, and terroristic threats against Helen and Derek. She was acquitted of most of the charges but convicted of making threats against Helen Gruning and sentenced to a year in jail, although she was released early. Sonia lost custody of Kamelia to Derek and his mom in February 1998. Once she had custody of Kamelia, Helen, Derek's mom, brought Kamelia to various doctors and hospitals claiming she suffered from shaken baby syndrome and needed medical treatment. No medical staff found anything wrong with Kamelia, and Gruning was eventually reported to social services as possibly having Munchausen's syndrome by proxy. This was further supported by Kamelia, when she was old enough to talk, telling a therapist that her grandmother had told her to behave as if she were sick. Caseworkers found that Kamelia had been prescribed medications she didn't need, and a doctor found Depakote in her bloodstream, a medication used to treat epilepsy and bipolar disorder, which had not been prescribed to Kamelia. Kamelia was placed in foster care in February 1999 after social services ruled that her grandmother and father had subjected her to unnecessary and invasive medical procedures. After she was put in foster care, her grandmother, father, and mother were allowed supervised visitation with her. Derek and Helen continued to claim that Sonia had the intent to harm Kamelia, leading to an armed guard and social worker present at every visit. Sonia claims that during a visit with her daughter a few days before her abduction, Kamelia told her, "Mommy, they're going to steal me." Although Derek was only supposed to visit Kamelia at the social services offices, he convinced the staff to allow a visit with her at the Funland Amusement Center for 4 hours. 1 hour into the visit, at approximately 12:15 p.m., during a brief period when he and Kamelia were out of the supervisor's sight, Derek abducted her. Police discovered that in the months prior to her abduction, Derek, his mother Helen, and Helen's mother Gertrude Schoenberg had obtained passports, stopped their mail, mortgaged their home, and sold their belongings, raising about $122,000. Police believed they abducted Kamelia because they realized Sonia was going to regain custody. Kamelia was last seen at the Funland Amusement Center in Palmdale, California, on December 20, 1999. If still alive today, she would be 23 years old. She is biracial, Hispanic/Caucasian, and has brown hair and brown eyes. She is thought to be in the company of Derek Spencer, Helen Gruning, and Gertrude Schoenberg. Her nickname is Sweet Pea. Copied from the Resource Center for Cold Case Missing Children's Cases, Derek is described as a Caucasian male with sandy brown hair and green eyes. He stood between 5'8" and 6'1" and weighed between 160 and 180 pounds. He was born on July 16, 1972, making him 27 years old at the time of his daughter's abduction. He has his first name tattooed on his forearm or left shoulder. He may use the following names: Derek Gruning, Derek Spencer Gruning, Derek Grinning, and Derek Grinninglance. He might use several different social security numbers. Derek might wear blue or brown tinted contact lenses and might dye his hair a darker color. He might wear his hair cut short or long with a ponytail. He was known to enjoy gambling, which included blackjack. He also liked betting on football and baseball. He was originally born in Pennsylvania. Helen is described as a Caucasian female with red/auburn hair and green eyes. She was born on April 24, 1947, making her 52 years old at the time of her granddaughter's abduction. She stood at approximately 5'5" and weighed 105 pounds. She was known to wear wigs at the time and might have dyed her natural hair a darker color. She might use the following names: Helen Glantz, Helen Gottlieb, Helen Spencer, Helen Spencer Glantz, Helen Gruning, and Helen B. Gruning. Helen might use several different social security numbers. She is a doll collector and is known to frequent antique conventions. She is known to suffer from migraines and may need medical attention as a result of these. She was originally born in New York. Gertrude is described as a Caucasian female with gray hair and hazel eyes. She stood at approximately 5'6" and 120 pounds. She was born on October 22, 1917, making her 82 years old at the time of her great-granddaughter's abduction. She might use the last names of Glantz and Gottlieb. She was originally born in Europe.